My brother called my burn scars damaged goods to anyone who would listen, so I let his own wedding silence him for good. I earned those burns hauling our neighbor's son out of a house fire when I was 15. Instead of admiration, my brother Marcus made my scars his favorite running joke. At every family barbecue, every birthday party, every Thanksgiving, he'd slip in some version of "no woman wants damaged goods, dude." Our parents would just clear their throats or pivot to the weather, which felt like silent endorsement. By age 19, I'd mastered keeping my head lowered and turning the scarred half of my face away from every lens. Then everything flipped at a quiet indie bookstore cafe a few blocks from my apartment. I'd started hiding out there to dodge Sunday family brunches. That's where I met Sophia, a freelance animator who liked to storyboard at the window table. The first time we spoke, she looked right at my scars and asked what the story was. When I explained, she didn't shower me with "you're so brave" or pity. She simply said, "So at 15 you ran into a burning building to save a kid you barely knew. That tells me who you are." We traded numbers before I walked out. I kept Sophia under wraps for nearly 3 years. We'd hang out in her loft apartment, drive to sleepy mountain towns where nobody knew our names, spend stormy evenings curled on her window seat trading novels. She asked once why I never brought her home. I told her about Marcus, the constant digs, how I was shielding what we had from his poison. She laced her fingers through mine and said she got it. Meanwhile, Marcus was dating Brooke, a high-powered litigator from serious generational wealth. He never missed a chance to rub in how far above his league she was. Women like Brooke want flawless guys. You can't even enter a room without everyone staring at your face for all the wrong reasons. It stung worse watching our parents hang on Brooke's every word while barely asking how my week went. Then Marcus announced the engagement. The wedding would be at Brooke's family vineyard, 250 guests, professional videographer, editorial coverage, the full spectacle. You'll be a groomsman, he told me. Just hang in the back row so the shots look clean. We want perfect pictures. I texted Sophia that night asking if she'd be my plus one. Her answer was instant. I was wondering when you'd finally ask. The reception unfolded under a sprawling glass pavilion, strung with airy lights and draped in white roses. Marcus had spent the day introducing me to Brooke's relatives with rehearsed lines. "This is my brother. He was in a bad accident." When cocktail hour ended and people moved to tables, I headed to my seat alone while Sophia finished harking. That's when she stepped inside. Deep emerald dress, dark hair swept up, steady stride. Heads turned as she crossed the lawn. Marcus's old fraternity brother elbowed him and muttered something. Marcus glanced up, saw Sophia walking straight toward me, and the color drained from his face. He cut her off halfway. "Sorry, family and VIPs are up front. You with the media team?" Sophia smiled politely. "I'm with him." She nodded toward me. Marcus actually barked a laugh. "His date? Come on, be real." Sophia stepped around him, reached me, and kissed me slow, deliberate, right in front of the entire reception. When she drew back, Marcus stood frozen. "You're actually with him? For how long?" She answered calmly. "Almost 3 years. And yes, I know exactly what you've been saying." Marcus leaned in, voice low but carrying. "Listen, I don't know what stories he fed you, but you don't have to go through with this. You're stunning. He's got scars across half his face. You could do way better." The nearby tables went dead quiet. Sophia turned square to him. "Better? I've dated the magazine cover types, chiseled jaws, corner offices, the works. Know what every single one of them had in common? Not one would have charged into a fire for a stranger. Not one would have risked their life for anyone else." She took a step closer. "Your brother carries those scars because he's the kind of man who moves when it counts. You've spent years cutting him down because somewhere inside you know you'd never have the guts to do what he did. Those marks you ridicule at every family dinner, they're evidence he's more of a man than you'll ever manage to be." The silence was suffocating. Brooke approached slowly. She looked from Marcus to me, then back to Marcus. "You told me he got those in a motorcycle crash." Marcus fumbled. "I mean, it's basically the same thing. He saved a child's life and you've been mocking him for it." Brooke's voice was ice. She turned on her heel and walked straight toward the main house without another glance. The rest of the night unraveled in whispers. Marcus spent the reception trying to salvage conversations while guests kept glancing my way. Sophia stayed beside me the whole time, hand resting on mine. When the toast started, nobody mentioned the accident again. A few weeks later, Brooke called me. She apologized for what she believed, said she was taking space to think, and asked if the story I'd told was true. I confirmed it was. She thanked me for being honest. Marcus hasn't made a single joke about my scars since that night. Our parents still change the subject sometimes, but now they ask about Sophia. And whenever anyone brings up the wedding, the story that circulates isn't about the perfect photos or the vineyard. It's about the moment my brother's favorite punchline finally landed on him instead.